Hi, Steve Sandner here, and I'm driving north on Interstate 75, and I'm about 40 miles south of the Mackinac Bridge going north. This stretch of highway has been designated as a scenic highway. It is one of the most beautiful drives probably in the country. It's rural, there's a lot of trees, a lot of open spaces, and that brings me around to what I want to talk about is the experience of being in northern Michigan. Of course, it's entirely different from being in southern Michigan, which is, I think I've heard the term Rust Belt, but they say the North Country starts north of Clare, Michigan, and that's a town about an hour and a half south of here. Clare has a little sign on the freeway that says Gateway to the North, Clare, Michigan. Sure enough, once you get past Clare, it has a different feeling. There is just a feeling about being in northern Michigan. Of course, you have fresh air. There is something about the light. And there's also something about the relaxed atmosphere. The people are more relaxed. And that's one of the reasons why it's such a desirable vacation destination. You have a chance to relax and, I guess, introspect. And of course, I live at a yoga retreat. When you practice yoga and meditation, that takes it, I would say, to another level even. But even if you don't have any spiritual inclinations or anything that way, if you come to northern Michigan, you find yourself in another state of mind, a more relaxed state. I call it the Northern Michigan experience. Oh, I'm out of the sun. Hello. I've lived in several locations in northern Michigan. One of the most beautiful places is Leelanau County. And as you know, Michigan is shaped like a hand because it has a peninsula on the east side over here that they call the Thumb. And if that is called the Thumb, then you have another peninsula on the west side of the state of Michigan that protrudes into Lake Michigan, and that's called the Little Finger sometimes, and that's Leelanau County. Leelanau County has a beauty that is unique to any other place in northern Michigan. It has very beautiful lakes, Glen Lake, Lake Leelanau. It has very beautiful shoreline. It's exquisite. And it also has a kind of a light to it. When the dusk comes and you're at the sand dunes, Sleeping Bear Dunes, and the sun sets, and it has a sort of ethereal light that it almost takes your breath away. It just has such a great beauty. Then there's Traverse City, which is at the southern end of two bays, East Bay and West Bay. And Traverse City is very beautiful in itself, and also has a population center, which has a little more action for some people who want to come up on vacation and get the best of both worlds. And indeed, you do get the best of both worlds in Traverse City. You have beautiful beaches right downtown. You have great restaurants, and you have water sports. You have hiking, and there's always plenty to do in Traverse City. The other locations I've lived in are in the center of the state in Gaylord, which is about 50 miles south of the Mackinac Bridge. Now, Gaylord has a few interesting things. People come there because it's a good hub. If you want to go fishing, you can get out to some of the trout fishing rivers. There are some summer water sports on some of the lakes, and there are actually a couple of excellent restaurants now in the Gaylord area. They also have festival, Alpenfest is in Gaylord. And then where I live is in Vanderbilt, Michigan. Actually, it's 10 miles east of Vanderbilt. It isn't really in a location of a town. It's in the Pigeon River Forest, which is tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of wilderness acres. A lot of trees and dirt roads and actually beautiful forested country. It is beloved by many people who come there in the summer for camping, fishing, and yes, hunting. In fact, my son-in-law and my grandson go hunting every year. But in my experience of northern Michigan, I think the deepest experience for me, maybe it's just my personality, is being at the yoga retreat, which is isolated. And it's very quiet, and it has a very calming vibration and a soothing to your nerves feeling, and it's just a very beautiful place. It's the deepest northern Michigan experience that I've experienced, and it seems to suit me. I just love it. Of course, I'm playing music gigs. I get away to some of the towns and cities nearby, and I get to experience a little bit of the nightlife just in passing by the nature of the work that I do. It's an undiscovered paradise in a way. I tell people that I go to Michigan in the summers, and they think of Michigan as, naturally enough, where the population is in the towns of southern Michigan: Detroit, Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, and the towns that are on the southern end of the state. But when you get up north, it's almost like a different land, a different country, a different feeling. The northern Michigan experience. If you have never visited northern Michigan, maybe you've been to Detroit or Ann Arbor. Start off with Traverse City if you like, then try towns like Petoskey and Charlevoix. Northern Michigan, I guess I'm thinking about the northern Michigan experience because I'm going to be leaving in just a day or two to make my way out to Arizona for the winter. So that's probably why northern Michigan is on my mind. So thank you, and northern Michigan.